Hello again for our second Fireside chat. If you're joining us again, we appreciate you being a loyal viewer returning again. If it's your first time, welcome. We have a few topics we're going to talk through. We'll probably try and answer a few of your questions from chat. Just a great opportunity for us to come hang out with some people that we're really happy to have supporting us and our team in this game. A lot of enthusiasm from this community for a couple years now. So we can dive right into it. I have joining me here some excellent people. I myself am Brodrian, or Ben. I'm our senior community manager over at Mountaintop. I'm joined by Rakugels/Nate, our founder and CEO. We have Bop and Swap, our fearless game director, aka Lee, as well. We have Ave, character artist extraordinaire, Discord legend. And then we also have the guy whose job it is to remind you that you're supposed to ADS when you shoot people from far away, when you tell us hipfire isn't accurate enough in the weapon feedback forum. So welcome Scripticus as well. He didn't comment on that one, but I bet deep down he thought it was pretty funny.
It was good. And you should ADS.
See, look, he's an expert at his craft already. Anyways, tomorrow is a big day. It's September 3rd. And I think something else might be happening at that point. We might be, in fact, launching a game we've been working on for the last several years. So how are we feeling? Anyone have immediate thoughts or reactions to that coming up?
Yeah, we're ready. I mean, it's like, it was 4 years. It's just amazing to finally be here. So many days spent talking about the game, tuning, tweaking, asking, should we do duality at all? That was like a big question for a long time. So it's really nice that we're finally here. I can't wait.
It feels pretty surreal being here right now. Just, less than what? I guess we're just 14 hours out from launch. Yeah, as Lee said, it's been a hell of a journey. No team I'd rather go on it with than this Mountaintop crew and this community. So thank you guys for being with us along the way. And yeah, I am insanely hyped to play tomorrow, for what it's worth.
Hyped to see we got 500 people this time. We were, we had peaked at 120 last time, and now we got 500. This is awesome.
Everyone is eager. Ave, Scripticus, any other thoughts on the Spectre Eve?
No. Kind of in that mode where it hasn't sunk in yet. And yeah, maybe tomorrow at 9 it'll really sink in, and then I'll freak out.
We were talking about it in the Discord, but it sort of feels a bit like we've been stuck in this time warp, right? Where time has been moving insanely quick since the alphas. The July playtests feel like years ago, and there's been, even just in the Discord, right, so many memes and so much content that's come through, and so many developments, right? So it feels like we've been waiting way longer than we actually have. It's been a month.
It does feel like the closed beta was a lifetime ago. That period moved simultaneously extremely fast and slow, I think, for me at least. A lot of fun seeing everybody playing, though.
Yeah, I think one of the craziest things is that we announced the game just over a month ago, August 1st. And I think today we're number 43 on the Steam wish list, above Black Ops and Euro Truck Simulator 2. And a few other gangbusters titles, Dragon Age, Vanguard, or Veilguard. So yeah, again, thank you guys for helping hype the game and spread the word. It is pretty incredible what we've been able to achieve as a team, as a community, in just 30 days. So, and yeah, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, I remember last time we did this, you had to give a disclaimer. You were a little nervous about celebrating that we had passed Euro Truck Simulator, and now we're just saying, hey, we flew past Black Ops. I feel like the confidence levels are rising dramatically.
It's all the community. We didn't do much at all. So again, thank you guys. And yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
Well, looking ahead to tomorrow, what should players expect? I know there's probably a lot of questions about what's new, what's different than beta, what are servers going to explode? There's a lot of questions flying, but how should people be thinking about launch or season 0 here? What's in store?
Yeah, I think people should expect sort of we're going to ease into stability. We're a small team. We only tested a 20,000 CCU in the closed beta. Hopefully, we'll have many more CCUs than that. And CCU is concurrent players. Just bear with us. We're a small team. We're working on it. We have a login queue kind of ready to go that will help meter everything out, and we'll phase it up, but hopefully it all falls over because that means we, it's really popular and everyone wants to get in. I mean, we have all hands on deck. We're focused on keeping it as smooth as possible and troubleshooting anything that happens. So yeah, should be good to go tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out to the amazing platform team, DevOps team. We have a lot of people behind the scenes helping keep the game up, or if it goes down, resuscitating it as fast as possible. I mean, they've been doing an amazing job. Could be, some stormy waters when we hit the go live button, but I think we'll be able to get that sorted out pretty quickly.
And someone in the chat asked if we're worried about launching during the middle of a workday. I feel like that's an upside. I feel like that's nice that we, are saying, hey, we're trying to ease into this. We had 20,000. Let's get to incrementally grow this and not try and worry too much about like, oh my gosh, what's the most ridiculous number we can hit. So I think hopefully, it's a nice surprise to the North American players as they come back from work and get to play after. So not too stressed about that element.
We're launching on Tuesday for Dust and his birthday. That's well known. But it also gives us a chance, like Ben's saying, to have the whole team in the office. We're remote, so we're not in the office, but online, and then hopefully ramp into our first weekend. So we'll see what happens. But it should give us plenty of time to get things nice and stable before anyone working hard this week can know life heading into Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We're a global game, have players in basically all across the globe. And so even if NA time, it's the middle of the workday, in a lot of regions, it's not. So you're kind of always, no matter what time you pick, it's going to be workday for some people, party time for other people. And it just moves throughout the day.
So looking ahead to tomorrow, we do have, some changes coming shortly after lunch as well. I think one of the things people have been asking about is ranked, and where's ranked? Is that going to be here on day one? Is that coming later? Lee or Nate, what's the story on ranked?
Yeah, so we'll have ranked September 10th is our launch date, one week later, and it'll be 15 wins to get into ranked, which is our kind of launch tuning. And we just wanted to make sure people had enough time to learn the game before they get into ranked. And then the 15 wins lets us calibrate, like, how good are you really? And it also helps us stop and reduce smurfing. So it's like if you have to play those 15 casual games, like we have a good sense of how good you really are. Even if you try to fool us, we have a good sense. And so, yeah, ranked will be on then. We should have win by 2 on as well for ranked only, which is very exciting. I know people told me many times their dislike for ties. And I'm one of those people, so it extra affected me. But yeah, we also do have a round limit. So win by 2 will actually turn into a tie at around 22 to 24, somewhere in there, just so it doesn't go on forever. But yeah, win by 2 will be on, ranked will be on. Can't wait. I mean, I'm a ranked only player, so I will be ready for next Tuesday.
And one other question I did see as well that I think we can answer was, are there any changes people should expect to ranked or matchmaking, anything along those lines that's relevant for players?
I mean, we have a whole set of patch notes that are going to come out tomorrow morning. We'll give some sneak peeks today, but we did change a lot kind of across the board. So, we only had about 2 weeks between closed beta and now, but we got a lot changed. So just at a high level, biggest one, new map. We'll give you a little teaser here shortly. We'll share a little on comments, but whole new map, which is very exciting. A bunch of weapon changes, mostly in the horizontal recoil area. So, a little too unwieldy. We've made them more wieldy. We've improved hit feedback. So there's hit confirms on ADS. And then we increased, if you've been following my tweets about learnings, we increased hitboxes very slightly because there was a mismatch between the yellow outline adding a little bit of extra on your player model and where the hitboxes were that made it feel like you should have hit when you didn't. We tweaked movement as well, improved some performance, some hit reg networking code. We improved matchmaking, lowered matchmaking times in general, fixed some bugs with team matchmaking. That's just a little smattering. There's some other things. We could talk more about movement and some other ones later, but yeah, that's an overview. So short answer is we did a lot. We changed a lot of things in a short amount of time. People have been working their butts off to make it happen. So,
and I think one of those things you mentioned was our 4th map, Commons. And I know, Nate, if you want to pull up your video, we can give you
let's do it. Let's see. So I've got the, I think this trailer, I think we can do a first look at that. And then we can go, I think I've got some B-roll too that we can potentially talk over a little bit. Commons, our 4th map. Lee, do you want to talk about that at all?
I think the video speaks for itself. Let's just play.
Let's do it.
Tape.
All right, I'm going to press play here and turn off my camera for a second. It'll probably stutter as it starts, but just bear with it.
Remember, you have to right-click the video to unmute it.
Did that work okay? Did you guys have audio?
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was user error
I'd
on
unmute
my
it,
part.
but
Okay. And then I got one more. I think we've got this B-roll video. I don't know how long it is. Oh, it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Let me throw this up while we talk through comments a little bit. Hang on.
I don't know where this is going to take us, but this is attacker spawn, kind of at the bottom here. So left side is B, right side is A, and I don't know how far we're going to zoom out here. Left side here is attacker spawn, right side is defender. And this like bottom right street, this horizontal street is kind of like the interesting fixture of the map where defenders have a really long angle to kind of watch all of A. And if you utility it off, then it starts to make interesting choices of how you defend it. This is an indoor B push area where you can kind of flank mid. And then this is defender mid on that angled street I was talking about on the left there. Attacker side into this angled street. Into mid.
I think something too, you're seeing it really obviously firsthand as you see it panning around, but you could see it a little tiny bit in that loading screen picture. But I just absolutely love the skybox, the background art for this map. I just think is so fantastic. You're seeing the city of Breakwater where Spectre takes place. You're seeing this really dramatic seawall that lines the outer city. You're seeing the port, this huge cargo ship right next to the map getting unloaded or loaded. Just some really awesome details all around. I think like just such a awesome visual design for the whole thing.
I see some questions about can you get on the roofs? The answer for the most part is no. On the right here, there's these little balconies. You can get up on those, but not on the roof to like the left on this orange building. Can't get up there. Because otherwise you could just run across the whole map.
You can do your laundry
and then
right out of Defender Start, yeah.
And we're excited about this map because it's the first one that's set in the actual city of Breakwater. So you can see as you run into A there, you're seeing kind of like apartment buildings, and you'll be able to throw utility against the apartment buildings. And you see the giant seawall in the skybox. So it starts to get the feel of Breakwater. You can see some high rises in the background there and stuff like that. So we're excited that you'll get to experience a real city map at launch. The other maps are kind of in the outskirts of the city.
Nate, Ave, Scripticus, any thoughts on comments besides what we've already shared?
I think we talked about it last Fireside, right? But this, for me, feels like the first map where we've actually like put in a ton of world building and storytelling, right? And can't talk about too much, but I mean, if you look pretty carefully, there's very distinct areas, and like they're encroaching on one another, and it starts to tell like the story that will sort of kickstart the Spectre narrative, which is super cool to see as an artist as well. But yeah, all the clues are there for the people who want to look.
As a sniper enjoyer,
it's definitely one of the cooler maps. Mid's really fun on this one. The angled street there, in a way you can kind of see the whole sideline is super cool.
He took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally just going to say I absolutely love the sniper duels on that long mid sight line. Same for B too. There's some really fun mind games with the like upper and lower height areas where you can only access by putting a Spectre on. There's cool potential there that I'm sure people are going to have fun figuring out.
I said it last time, but Commons has been in my sort of top two maps for a long time. So I'm super excited that we were able to land it for launch, and just the diversity of strategies that we see, and just how it feels just a bit different from the other 3 maps. It's got its own real flavor, not only in the environment art, but in terms of the strategy and the way you set up and play. So yeah, very excited to see kind of how the meta evolves on this map, especially alongside sponsors once it drops tomorrow.
Question on can you tell what can be shot through? On this map, we tried to make the shoot through walls like corrugated metal. So in a couple places, there's like a thin wall maybe when you enter the site near one of the main doors. So it should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, as you play, let us know.
I know it was mentioned that the patch is coming in its entirety tomorrow morning, and we talked about a few things. I know maybe this is a minor spoiler. There are going to be some weapon balance changes. Are we touching on that at all, or is that a surprise for tomorrow?
No, let's do it. I've got the patch notes right here, so we can get some inside intel. Hang on, let me share my screen again. Who wants to talk us through these? Brent, Lee?
Let's get the Scripticus here.
I can talk through them. And yeah, a lot of it's about horizontal recoil, which is something we heard a lot about. So the changes are less about reducing horizontal recoil and more about making it easier to control. We're not just trying to turn the guns into just pull down and win. But yeah, there was a lot of quick direction changes that were a little tough to handle. So we've done quite a bit of work to kind of get that into a little bit better shape. Whisper got a very slight buff. And all of these we will obviously be keeping an eye on. We are not afraid to change balance, things like that as we go along. So the drummer got a buff. We'll see how that goes. We kept the range the same. The big important thing with that one was just, it would be easy to make it better by increasing the range, but that's not anything anybody wants to experience again. A lot of trauma there. And op, a little bit quicker stabilization on the op. We'll see how that goes. Still trying to keep it from being a shotgun though.
And really quick, when we say stabilization on the op, what does that mean for someone who might not know what that means?
There's just, when you zoom in, much like Counter-Strike, there's a sort of a period of time that it takes to stabilize and become like ready to fire with pinpoint accuracy. And so that's from 0.6 down to 0.5, which might not sound like a lot, but it actually is.
And Brent, Lee kind of previewed them before. Do you want to roll right into some of the, I guess, Lee, you covered a lot of the hit feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brent, anything you want to add on this? Or yeah, go. Sorry.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brent.
Nope, you go.
You first. Okay. I was just gonna say, I think hit reg we did some small nudges that together will just make it feel good. It'll get rid of those like small, one in every 10, 20 shots where you're like, oh, that was weird. These changes should affect that. The other one that's worth calling out was there was a delay in the when you clicked fire, and then when the sound played, there was like a relatively meaningful delay. Big thanks. I think it was Hero of Bacon on Reddit, if I remember correctly. Gave us like played a little video that we looked at and investigated, and they were right. So we went and just kind of made it closer to other games. Basically got down. It's like very minimal delay, which is standard for other shooters. And so in general, all these little tweaks should feel very nice. Internal feedback so far has been very positive on them. So yeah, these are all nudges in the right direction. Should help feel.
Yeah, I think overall, having played this build now for 2 weeks, I definitely feel like gunplay feels snappier or crispier, kind of depending on what your favorite word is. So kudos to the team.
Some people are asking, are the hit confirms visible through walls? No walls, no smoke. The hit confirm X's are in addition to what was already there, and you may or may not have noticed because it's not tuned to be overly bombastic, but the sides of the optics light up when you get a hit already. Like that was in the beta. And so we've added like just sort of the more traditional like hit X that'll be there when you're ADS firing, and that will be expanded in future updates into something probably customizable by the crosshair menu, and could be extended to hip fire and all of that as well.
Anything else on hit feedback, or should we roll into movement here?
Movement. Let's do it. Keep it moving. Brent,
So
what did you do to bunny hopping?
Yes, we have not sped up movement, just so that you know, but we have sort of relaxed the jump penalties quite a bit depending on what you're holding. The knife being the most forgiving, snipers and shotguns being the least. These are tunable values that we have per weapon or per weapon class as they're tuned right now, but you know, we're looking to open up the mobility, but without sort of pushing it in the wrong direction or turning it into a game where it's all about, you know, bunny hopping to avoid people's shots, things like that. So, yeah, we're excited for people to play with this and, you know, see how it goes. And I guess like some other movement stuff that's there at the bottom, Vault should behave significantly better now. You don't need to be standing on the ground to start the vault now. So you can kind of be just running full speed. And if you jump and just hold down the jump key or whatever your vault key is, you will just stick onto that surface and vault right up it. So it's a lot less finicky than it used to be. And
there's a bunch of good quality of life items in here, Brent. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the other big exciting one I think a lot of people will like is there's a last weapon keybind.
Yes, very clutch. Also, last player standing voiceover line got integrated, which was a common feature request during the closed beta. Anything else we want to cover here from the group?
I would just say in general, you know, like Nate mentioned, we, you know, are working with this pretty short time frame since from when the closed beta ended to where we are now. And I think, you know, there's obviously a million things we'd love to add. Like we definitely heard the feedback. So if something you suggested isn't in here or something that's come up a lot isn't immediately changed, doesn't mean we aren't thinking about it, not on our radar, or something we're working on. But I do absolutely love the number of quality of life things we were able to get in based on what players were asking for, those things like that. Last weapon keybind, even just, you know, maybe things players didn't immediately ask for, but like reminders that came up. You know, one of the ones in chat is like a reminder if a teammate leaves, reminding you have the ability to surrender. I can't tell you how many players would come to Discord and go like, you guys should add surrender. No, we have it. I'm so sorry it wasn't obvious enough for you. So, you know, just finding those ways to make the game, you know, more player friendly wherever possible with your feedback in mind. So thanks for giving it. Looking forward to reading more of it as we go.
And Lee, do you want to touch on either of these, the ranked updates or the progression updates?
Yeah. So the ranked, yeah, we had some like cases where either the amount of Santai rating you earned or lost, depending on certain situations, maybe like a tie, or in one case, if like a number of circumstances happen, you could lose like 190 Santai rating, which is more of like it's a protection thing than you should ever really see it. Like those situations are gone. We adjusted those, so that'll be good. We will continue to tune those, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, so yeah, that should be really good. For the most part, people won't feel them for the majority, but if you were in like some of the edge case situations, you might, yeah, they'll have helped you. And then for endorsements, we reduced the XP required for every endorsement in the game by a pretty significant amount, like let's say 20%, just because people are earning XP less than our targets. So it's trying to just get everything to the target. So if it felt slow in the closed beta, it'll be faster. Those were much higher than intended. Those times were much higher than intended. Do keep in mind, if you are like a hardcore, you play every hour of every day type gamer, it will be slower for you because it's optimized around playing like a little, you know, a few hours every day rather than 10 hours a day. You know, it's not tuned around 10-hour a day players. So getting your dailies and doing your weeklies really matter. And so if you're maximizing those, you can optimize your speed. But yeah, should feel good for everybody across the board.
Cool.
Very cool.
I think that's the meat of the patch notes.
Yeah, and the patch notes are coming tomorrow morning before the launch goes live. And we did have one other blog we put out recently. Nate, if you wanted to touch on that, we put out a blog post covering some information about anti-cheat from the closed beta, future plans, without spoiling too much and giving away more than we should. Do you want to share anything about that one?
Yeah, I would just encourage folks to read the article. It's up on playspectre.com. I think it's called Preventing Cheaters in Spectre Divide. But yeah, just sharing a little bit, we are evolving the anti-cheat systems with every release. I think it was really interesting for us getting to finally see our sort of first insight into how hackers and cheaters were gonna try to attack the game. And we saw some of them, especially toward the end of the week, make it into the playtest. I think we banned, the latest number is like over 200 accounts that were in the closed beta. And, we've architected the game from a baseline sort of with features like enemy fog of war that hides enemy positions when they're not nearby. At a low level, we've architected the game, and then all the way up the stack, sort of like how we respond and react to cheaters when we do find and identify them, when your reports bring them into the spotlight. And so we've just been improving all of the different parts over the last 2-3 weeks. And yeah, we're going to, sort of continue to iterate. We're learning every single day, especially as people try to find new ways to break through. I think that it's going to be, if you're familiar with anti-cheat, it's very much a cat and mouse game. You really can't stop cheaters. They will always find a way. And so it's always about sort of how do we get them out of, your matches as fast as we can, and make it very difficult to break through. So our team's on it. And just know that we are very, very focused on it. We've made a bunch of progress. It'll get better from here. And yeah, again, number one thing you can do to help, report cheaters in your matches. On the scoreboard, there's on the far right side an area where you can report. And at the end of match screen, there's an area where you can report. Please don't file false cheating reports. That is just a huge distraction for us. But if you're playing with someone and it's clear they're cheating, just know that as soon as that report goes through, it hits our systems and we'll take a look. So yeah, I think that's about everything. More details in the article.
I would say one other quick shout out too, if you're in our Discord server, which all of you are, you're here right now. If you have video, screenshots, anything from your games beyond your in-game report too, feel free to also open a ticket within our server here, right at the top left side of the server. There's a Contact Us channel. You can get in touch with player support, and our team is able to review that video, factor that in. A lot of those cheaters that we did catch were from players really being diligent. Hey, I was on this, this guy was on my team. I was spectating him. This looks a little weird. Just wanted you guys to have this. That is so helpful. Obviously the in-game reports are awesome, but having that extra detail from that is really great. So we appreciate those reports too. Cool.
One question that's been coming up in the chat, which we can hit on, a lot of questions around South America servers. I have some good news and some bad news there. So on the South America servers, yes, I see the Brazilian flags in the chat. We were able to get a small number of servers online in Brazil, and we are going to be testing those servers at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We've tested them a little bit. Things not that good from where I live, but they are online. I think the thing to keep in mind is that we have a small number of dedicated servers down there. So if too many players play, matches will start to overflow and hit our unallocated North American servers. That's the way it's going to be, sort of at launch while we get an understanding of what the community looks like. I think something to keep in mind, a lot of folks have said, hey, there's huge demand in Brazil or all of South America. We know that, like some of the best CS teams from Brazil. The concern for us is just making sure we can run those servers at make them profitable. That's the main thing. We don't want to lose money on those servers. So if you can help us make those servers successful by spending money, that will absolutely guarantee more servers in South America. But it's a bit of an experiment for us, and we'd love your feedback. And bear with us if those servers fill up. We'll share in Discord that matches are starting to roll over to North America, and we're going to need some time to look at can we get more servers online? Is it the right thing to do from a profitability perspective, etc.? So bear with us. And yes, Stalefish just said the South America servers we have are in Sao Paulo.
There's a lot of
standing out from the chat. Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, a lot of skin questions, so I can kind of answer that one because that seems to come up a lot. So we don't have loot boxes. Everything is direct purchase. No pay to win. So it's only cosmetic skins and then sponsors, but all the sponsors are grindable. Our baseline cosmetic prices are in line with competitors. So what you see in other games to get a gun is going to be similar to what it costs us. However, the big change is that the upgrades are all grindable. The upgrades are also cheaper, like way cheaper. And so if you go to fully upgraded gun, our prices are like 50% cheaper. If you're talking like, fully upgraded with all the stuff, it's about half the price on average in general, a lot of caveats, but should be better overall. Someone asked a question about local currencies. We basically priced everything relative to the dollar. For now, we know that there's different purchasing power in other regions and things like that. We're just not equipped to handle all the international pricing and the nuances. We literally have one person to do everything, so it's just not feasible for us. And no marketplace for us. It's all just direct. You own it. That's basically the summary.
And remember, the game is free to play. The cosmetics that Lee's talking about, that is the only way that we, are able to reinvest in the game, the team, servers, etc. So free for everyone to play. But please, if you like the game, buy something.
Cool. And I think we're going to share more information as well in a blog post tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yeah, there'll be a little store summary of how skins rotate, when they rotate. Are they in bundles, not? Or, all of our bundles are discounted. So it's like, when do they rotate as a bundle or as individual items and things like that.
A lot of people are asking for skin previews. I would encourage you to check out the launch trailer, which is up on YouTube. If you go to playspectre.com, you can also find it there. It has a ton of the character skins, the weapon skins that you'll be able to purchase. Not all of them will be available tomorrow, but it'll give you a massive sneak peek. Team did an amazing job with that launch trailer.
Another blog post coming tomorrow that I have seen some people ask questions about in chat is we are going to have an absolutely massive cruise explainers up on our website. There's an absolutely enormous page with some awesome detail running through what do certain terms mean that might not be super clearly explained in the game. How does it work? How do I join my friends? What's the point of it? What do I get from caring about my crew? I think that's going to be really helpful, and that'll be pointed to from in-game. So hopefully that can clear up a lot of your questions. When you see people asking questions, you can tell them the answers are there. They're on the website. Look here. So personal excitement for that one after seeing many cruise questions over the months.
See some questions about controller. There will not be controller on day one, but we are working on it. We have had controller. It works, but it's a work in progress, and we want to make sure it's in the right place before we put that out there.
There's been a lot of questions in chat of people asking if XYZ feature is going to be in the game for launch or coming shortly after. Do we want to take a second to just talk about what's next or where we're headed? Anything we can look forward to in the future?
Yeah, I think in the near term, we are 100% focused on making launch good and stable. So it really depends on how that goes, right? We have everyone ready to focus on it. If it's really stable out the gate, then we can move them on to post-launch features. If we need a lot of support on the core game or scaling up or whatever, they'll be around, which is great. So we're staying flexible there. Things you can expect in the future. So Battle Pass is one of them. New sponsors are kind of like the core. Expect to see regular, we'll talk about the seasonal structure when we're ready to launch kind of the first season. But yeah, new sponsor and new Battle Pass is kind of like the core. We will also have new maps throughout, we will have more maps in the seasons. And then sort of core features, people have seen part of these, but we've talked about, the match history sort of career tab is up already in the game, locked. So we're obviously working on that one. Things like observer mode. Again, you can see the slots in the custom game. We know that people want to observe, streamer mode, things like that. Those are all top of the list of things we want to add. But again, core game needs to be stable. Then we'll add those. And I mentioned last time, I think, sponsor number 9, my personal favorite. I think it's going to shake up the game. So yeah, excited to have more sponsors in and hit more play styles, hit more roles, change up strategies. And then, one thing on the Battle Pass, yes, it will pay for itself. You can go infinite with the Battle Pass. You can buy it once and then never buy again.
There have been a lot of different questions asking for buffs or nerfs for specific sponsors, and then people noticing, oh my gosh, there weren't any massive sponsor shakeups in the patch notes, mostly focused on weapons and these quality of life changes. Should players expect that to be the case, like less focus on sponsor tweaks, or are there any things that we're specifically keeping an eye on that they should expect in the future, or are pretty stable for now?
Yeah, we were like super hyped with sponsors in the beta. They were across the board, very balanced. They're all within like a tight range. The rate they're played is a little different, but some of that's because we lock sponsors. You can't really grind them out. You can't buy them. So it's like there's 4 that are obviously less played and 4 that are more played. But the balance is, very good, I would say, to start. There are things that are strong that we want to watch. And then there's also the let really good players kind of figure out how to break it and work on cohesive strategies. And then that changes everything. But I think things that are on the watch list, I mentioned already, but this is my personal kind of watch list. Morgan Smoke Fast Recall is definitely on the watch list, like how quickly you get into that smoke. The Riker scan is pretty strong, and then Pinnacle with 2 grenades is pretty strong. That doesn't mean we'll change those. Like those are not necessarily the things, even if those kits got too strong, those might not be the things we touch, because it depends on what the play pattern is. That's just things that, off the cuff are pretty strong. But in general, sponsors are pretty even. Play what you like, play what fits your strategy. We heard a thing last time of like, someone mentioned like Vector, I can't win, like no one plays Vector, buff it. And it's like the tournament winning teams all had Vector. So give it time to let the strategies sort of rise to the top and see what kind of cool plays people can do.
We're still seeing a lot of questions about esports. I think that one came up last time too. Maybe Nate, do you want to repeat that one for the class that maybe wasn't there for the last Fireside chat? Just what are our plans? Are there official tournaments on the way? Is there the exciting franchise Spectre League that everyone can buy into for $50 million soon?
So the short version is that there's nothing to announce right now as far as esports go. Our laser focus is making sure, as Lee just said, we've got a stable game that all of us want to play, that we want to compete in, that we're having a blast in. If that's working, we'll definitely collaborate with folks. A lot of folks have reached out about wanting to run, community tournaments. We love that. We're super supportive of that. But yeah, we're not here to tell you Spectre is an esport. Community's got to decide that for itself. And we will do, everything in our power over time to add more and more features to set that up and support that. Lee just spoke to observer mode. That's really top of the list. And something, that we have in prototype form, but it's just not ready for prime time just yet. That'll probably be where we start. But yeah, expect more, especially quality of life improvements as we go to support tournament organizers, et cetera. And then, what does Spectre Divide Esports look like in 5 years? We don't know. We're going to figure it out with you all, and we're really excited for that. And thanks to everyone who's reached out with suggestions for what it should look like the next 6 months, the next 12 months. Sorry, we've been a little slow to figure it all out. It's just because we're over here getting ready for tomorrow morning. But we will. We're definitely excited about folks competing in the game for sure.
And on the subject of grassroots tournaments, one thing I can add really quick, because I know there's people who are really excited to host their own, small Spectre tournaments for themselves in your own communities. One thing we are working on is a more formal set of community guidelines around tournaments and what's allowed to be operated. We really, want to give you guys a lot of, agency to operate while we're still looking towards the future, focusing on the game. So We don't have those ready to share at this exact moment, but that's definitely in progress, and we're really excited to get more of you up and running.
I see Mike lurking in the chat down there.
One thing I'll mention on crews. Someone asked, "Can you make your own crew?" And I think it's worth talking about crews. We're purposely not doing that. You should not think of them as like traditional guilds. We're trying to do very much non-guild thing in terms of guilds historically are like a few percentage of people that get together and make a clan, and then everyone else doesn't participate. We're trying to go the other way.
Hear me, but my Discord is 5,000 ping.
Oh, here we go.
That's good.
Mike's here. All right, no one wants to hear me now. Mike, hello. Is he playing? He's playing WoW still, right? Did he finish his raid?
All right. Well, he's muted. Do you want to finish that on Cruise, Lee?
Basically, it's going to be automatic. That's it.
Oh, hello. I'm here. Is my Discord fixed? Thank you guys for inviting me to speak.
Okay.
Hi. I'm kind of lurking on stream right now, just watching. Sorry for doing this, I guess. Thank you for inviting me, though. Yeah, you guys are on stream. All the chat's on stream. Yep. That's true.
What's up, chat? How you doing?
Yeah.
Hello, chat.
Great timing. I was able to drop my 2-month resub on the official Spectre Divide account.
A lot of Shroud love in Discord chat. Love to see it.
I feel like I ruined the Ask Me Anything here.
No, you're in the mix.
Shroud,
you're in the mix now.
If WoW had two bodies, if WoW introduced duality, how would it go? That's the question.
Oh, dude, it'd be fantastic. I could play retail and classic at the same time. Please.
We did cover most of what we were going to cover, including patch notes, previews of the new map. Is there anything specifically that, Shard, you might be looking forward to the most, or you're excited about heading into launch?
I mean, for me, it's Commons. It's the new map. I did jump on the build to see if it worked, and it did work. So I jumped on the map for a second, and it looks freaking stunning. And I think I'm gonna show stream later tonight what the map looks like. I'm gonna probably in like 2 or 3 hours or something. So that's what I'm most excited for, is just to play the new map.
Is there anything in particular that you or your chat was really hoping to hear about that we might have covered earlier, but to give you a quick recap on?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't want to steal the Q&A session here, so I'm sorry.
You're all good. You're all good.
Yeah.
Do the devs plan on playing tomorrow? I see in the chat the answer is a resounding yes. But we are also going to be keeping a close eye, as Lee said, on making sure the servers do not fall over. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some of you out there, though.
I've canceled all my meetings. I will be on at 9.
I have also canceled all of my meetings. Yes, as Shubi said, please don't break the servers.
I do have Shroud's chat up, and someone did ask, what is Spectre? So I'm not sure if we're quite equipped to truly dive into that, but you can find out tomorrow when you play free on Steam.
That's true. It's your last chance technically to wishlist, I guess. Unless, can you still wishlist if a game's out? That's probably not a thing, right?
I don't think so. I think once we're live, our wishlist slot is given up.
That's the last chance to wishlist. VIP.
Wishlist tonight. There is not going to be a preload. I think that's been addressed. But yeah, the game's about 10 gigs, relatively quick download, 9 a.m. It'll be live.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys finish up here, but thank you for inviting me. Good luck to everybody in chat.
Anytime.
And hopefully I'll see some of you guys in game tomorrow, maybe. Please don't stream snipe me. Thank you. Later, guys.
Catch you later.
Later, man.
Well, I mean, the party, I think it's gone with Shroud, right? Plus 8,000 viewers.
It's harsh. It's harsh.
Any last thoughts? Any remaining random odds and ends? I think we hit on most of what we were going to say. Who's here is stream sniping Shroud tomorrow? Lee, are you in there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That says all of us. Okay, don't do that. That is not the goal. Well, all right. I think if we've got through most of it, actually, any Ave, Crypticus, final thoughts, last words?
Download tomorrow and play. It's good. It's fun.
The perfect sales pitch.
At all.
Who needs Shroud? We have that.
It is a shame that his chat didn't get that pitch.
Someone will flip that. No, I've got nothing to say. I mean, it's sort of we don't get to talk about the cool art stuff until everybody sees it in the store, right? So you have all the cool patch notes, whereas I spent today fixing an eyebrow. So it's looking forward to seeing everybody get those skins and sort of like actually start mixing and matching. I remember like during I think it was the July playtest when we had skins turned on, everyone was doing like little fashion contests, and that was with like 3 or 4 skins, right? Like there's a very limited amount of combinations, but now it's going to be kind of wild. So yeah, I'm most looking forward to that, and I'm sure the community will already looking forward to that content.
Agreed. All right. Well, in that case, let's sign off there. We will see you back tomorrow morning to play some Spectre, and we will be back hopefully in the not so distant future with more lovely chances to talk to all of you. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your night, morning, afternoon, evening.
Can we end with a little watch party for the launch trailer here? If I share my screen,
I think we can do whatever we want.
Then let's do it. Let's have that be our finale. Hang on 10 seconds here. I think that's it. See y'all in Breakwater tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.